혹시 제 목소리 들리시나요? 지금 마이크 테스트 중인데 잘 들리시는가?
네, 됐습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 잠시 후 이광영 총장이
The farewell ceremony for President Kwang Lee will begin shortly, so everyone please take your seats to your designated seats and switch your mobile phones to silent or vibrate mode. Thank you very much.
네, 다시 한번 안내드리겠습니다. 잠시 후
The farewell ceremony for President Kwang Lee will begin shortly. Please take your seats.
앉아주시면 감사하겠습니다. 아직 행사장 밖에 계신 분들께서는
There may be some of you standing outside of the event hall, so please come into the event hall and take your seats.
네, 잠시 후 이광영 총장님
The farewell ceremony for President Kwang Lee will begin shortly. Everyone who's attending on site, please come into the event hall and please take your designated seats.
아직 행사장 밖에 계신 분들께서는 존 해너울 안으로 들어오셔서 자리에 착석해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네, 이임식 행사를 곧 시작하겠습니다. 아직 자리에 착석
And we will begin the farewell ceremony shortly. Everyone who's standing up right now, please take your seats.
올해 개교 50주년을 맞은 우리 대학은 4차 산업혁명과 코로나19로 속받은
This is a video of President Lee's inauguration ceremony. Please watch the video.
패러다임의 대전환기를 맞이할 것입니다. 국가와 국민은 지난 50년 동안 우리 대학이 늘 그래왔듯이 카이스트가 변화의 중심에서 열어갈 새로운 미래에 큰 희망을 걸고 있습니다. 카이스트의 미래 50년은 인류가 당면한 문제를 찾아 정의하고 해결하는 것에 중점을 두고 국가와 인류의 번영과 지속 가능성을 위한 글로벌 가치 창출에 집중해야 합니다. 이를 위해 저는 글로벌 가치 창출 선도대학과 카이스트 비전 2031을 계승 발전시키고 창의, 도전, 배려 정신 위에 포스트 AI 시대를 준비하는 카이스트 신문화 전략 큐 카이스트를 추진할 것입니다. 지난 50년의 성공을 살펴보면 그 주 성공 전략이 따라하기였다는 것을 알 수가 있습니다. 그러나 이 따라하기는 이제 성장의 한계에 이르렀습니다. 이제 새로운 50년을 위해서는 카이스트는 새로운 길을 가야 됩니다. 먼저 교육입니다. 카이스트 교육에서는 질문하는 인재를 양성하는 것을 가장 중심에 두고자 합니다. 학생들이 큰 꿈을 찾고 자기 자신의 길을 가기 위해서는 인생과 세상에 대한 질문하는 습관을 가져야 된다고 생각합니다. 학생 주도의 토론 수업, 그리고 인류와 국가, 사회에 감사하는 마음을 가지고 자신의 소명을 깨닫는 소명의식을 일깨워주고 또 시험에서도 답이 없는 문제를 출제하는 이와 같이 다양한 세상을 보여주는 교육을 하고자 합니다. 학생들에게 큰 세상을 보여주기 위해서 인문학 교육을 강조하고자 합니다. 모든 사람은 마음속에 자기 자신을 움직인 책이 한 권씩은 있습니다. 전공에 상관없이 모든 교수님들이 수업 시간에 그 책을 학생들에게 소개하고 그 책을 학생들과 함께 읽고 수업 시간에 토론하는 시간을 갖도록 권장하려고 합니다. 저는 실패 연구소를 세워서 실패가 아니라 다음에 성공을 위한 디딤돌로 해석하는, 성공으로 해석해서, 그래서 두려움 없이 도전하게 하겠습니다. 그 다음에는 연구입니다. 지금은 AI 시대가 되었습니다. 전 세계 모든 대학이, 모든 연구소가, 모든 기업이 AI에 집중하고 있습니다. 그러나 카이스트는 조금 달라야 된다고 생각합니다. 카이스트는 모든 사람들이 AI에 집중하고 있을 때 우리는 그 다음을 생각해야 된다고 생각합니다. 그래서 포스트 AI 시대를 준비하고자 합니다. 남들이 가지 않는 길을 가야 됩니다. 10년, 20년 후를 준비하는 연구, AI가 일상화에 돼 있을 세상을 상상하면서 그 시대에 인간이 원하는 것이 무엇인가를 지금 상상해서 그걸 준비하자는 것입니다. 그래서 저는 최고보다 최초를 강조하고자 합니다. 남과 다른 생각하는 사람을 우대하고자 합니다. 그래서 카이스트 연구는 하우에서 화수로 이동해야 된다고 생각합니다. 다음은 국제화 전략입니다. 카이스트 국제화는 캠퍼스 국제화, 해외 진출, 장려, 국제 공동연구를 장려하는 방향으로 진행될 것입니다. 캠퍼스의 다양성을 위해서 외국인 교수, 외국인 학생, 여성 교수를 확대하도록 하겠습니다. 다음은 기술사업화입니다. 기술사업화는 교수와 학생 입장에서는 자기 자신의 연구가 사회에서 실현되기 때문에 보람을 느끼고 또 국가에 보답하는 길이 되기도 합니다. 동시에 카이스트 입장에서는 재정 자립의 중요한 수단이 될 수 있습니다. 그리고 교수님들께는 1랩 1벤처 운동을 하겠습니다. 교수님 연구실에서 적어도 1개 정도는 벤처 기업을 시작하자고 권유하겠습니다. 다음은 신뢰의 가치 확립입니다. 카이스트의 졸업생은 실력도 있지만 인성도 좋고 봉사활동도 잘한다, 이렇게 길러내야 됩니다. 그러기 위해서 평소에도 봉사하는 습관을 기르도록 하겠습니다. 1랩 1 봉사활동을 전개하겠습니다. 신뢰 기반의 재정 운영을 하여 재정을 확보하고 기부금을 유치하도록 하겠습니다. 우리 신성철 총장님이 저에게 하루에 1억씩 벌어야 된다고 이야기하셨습니다. 제가 그렇게 하겠습니다. 사람들은 카이스트가 아직 세계 1, 2대학이 되지 못했다고 이야기합니다. 저는 그 큰 원인은 아직까지 우리 카이스트 구성원들이 세계 1, 2대학이 되겠다고 결심한 적이 없습니다. 의지가 없는데 어떻게 1, 2대학이 되겠습니까? 그런데 한국에서 출발한 삼성이 했습니다. 하이닉스도 했습니다. BTS도 했습니다. 봉준호도 했습니다. 왜 카이스트가 세계 인류가 못 되겠습니까? 카이스트가 변하면은 다른 대학이 따라서 변하게 되어 있습니다. 대학이 변하면은 대한민국이 변합니다. 우리는 오늘 대한민국을 바꾸는 일을 시작하고 있습니다. 우리의 꿈은 이루어질 것입니다. 감사합니다.
Good morning. I'm Kim So-kyung from the Office of the President, and I'll be your MC for today's farewell ceremony. Thank you all for taking the time to join us for today's farewell ceremony. The video we have just watched was from President Kwang Hyung-lee's inauguration ceremony held in March 2021. As we reflect on the aspirations shared on that day, today's ceremony offers us an opportunity to look back on President Lee's remarkable 5-year journey with KAIST and to express our sincere gratitude for his dedication and leadership. Now, let us begin the farewell ceremony for the 17th President of KAIST, President Kwang Hyung-lee. We will now begin the national ceremony. Please rise and face the national flag. Those who are unable to stand may remain seated. Salute to the national flag.
나는 자랑스러운 태극기 앞에 자유롭고 정의로운 대한민국의 무궁한 영광을 위하여 충성을 다할 것을 굳게 다짐합니다.
Next, we're going to sing the national anthem. We're only going to sing the first verse due to time constraints.
네, 모두 자리에
Please take your seats. We are honored to have many distinguished guests with us today despite their busy schedules. Please join me in giving each of our distinguished guests a warm round of applause as they are introduced. First, we are honored to welcome Myung-ja Kim, former chair of the Board of Trustees of KAIST. Lee Kyung-soo, Vice Chairperson, Presidential Advisory Council on Science and Technology. Park Bong-ge, National Assembly Member, Daejeon 서구-B. Kang Chang-hee, former Speaker of the National Assembly. Baek Chung-sik, the 18th KAIST President. Cha Gi-chul, Acting Chair of the KAIST Board of Trustees. Kang Mi-ae, Superintendent of Education of Sejong City. Shin Sung-chul, the 16th KAIST President. Tae Soon-hoon, Chair of the KAIST Development Foundation. Kim Yong-sun, Commissioner of the Korean Intellectual Property Office. Hwang In-gyu, President of CNCT Energy. Chung Hee-kwon, Chair of the Korea Innovation Foundation, Innopolis Foundation. No Tae-won, President of the Korea Institute for Advanced Study. Park Hung-soo, President of the National NanoFab Center. Choi Jong-bae, Principal of the Korea Science Academy of KAIST. Lee Hyung-gu, Director of the Science and Technology Division, Future Policy Bureau, Korean National Police Agency. And Lee Kwang-hyung, KAIST 17th President of KAIST. And lastly, we are also honored to welcome Mrs. An Eun-kyung, spouse of our 17th President for KAIST, Lee Kwang-hyung. Due to time constraints, we're unable to recognize each of our distinguished guests individually. We sincerely appreciate your kind understanding. Next, it is my pleasure to invite the Chair of the Board of Trustees of KAIST to deliver welcoming remarks. Please join me in welcoming Chair Myung-ja Kim to the podium with a warm round of applause.
네, 기록을
Yes, so I would like to look at the records. On June 29th, my position as chair has ended, so I am now the former chair. And we have the new chair also joining us here. So as I stand here, I think of the word of completion. It means that if you meet someone, there is always a farewell. And the 70th president of KAIST, Lee Kwang-hyung, it's been 5 years and 4 months since he came into office, and we are now saying goodbye to him. And I always said that he is an icon of innovation. Do you all agree? In the world in the 2020s, we have many geopolitical conflicts, and we are also seeing a great transformation due to the rise of AI. And there is a big torpedo of AI technology competition in the world. And the world and the environment that we are living in is also very different. And we are seeing many creative destructions. We are living in a world of maximum uncertainty. And for KAIST's mission to make Korea a powerhouse in the world, we are standing at a very important point in history. The role of a leader is to read the situation that we are in. President Lee has correctly seen the direction that KAIST has to go forward in the 21st century and has set forth a strategy and vision for the future. And he has shown us enormous propulsion to go towards that future. And as we have seen in the video, and I think we will also see his achievements. So I will not go too much into detail about his visions and his achievements. KAIST was established in 1971, and it has seen many changes. And there have been many issues that we have dealt with, and we have always had the great leadership to meet with those challenges. However, if you look in this era of geopolitical uncertainty, I believe that this is perhaps the most uncertain and dynamic time that KAIST is going through. I have served as the chair of KAIST Board of Trustees for a very long time, and I think of myself as a KAISTian as well. And KAIST is always in my heart. And when it comes to leadership, and in today's multifactorial world, I believe leadership is not someone who can only receive applause, and a leader is not someone who can finish all policies on their own in a short period of time. Now, as we say goodbye to President Lee, all members of KAIST, I think the question we need to ask is, what is the most important for KAIST development, and figure out what that is. We need to strengthen our strengths and also work on our weaknesses. And we want to seek sustainability and consistency in policy and in the environment that we live in. And in terms of that, when it comes to international relations and working with our geopolitical partners, I hope that all of the work that we have been doing with our partners ends well. And Harvard College was established in the 1630, and there are some records of how there were some presidents, for example, one president served for 20 years. But when it comes to KAIST and our policies, the presidents can only serve for a short period of time. So when it comes to the consistency of our policy, we want to think about how we can make that possible. In a way, the development of university is like a marathon. But in our current regulations, they're all running in relays every 4 years. The runner changes every 4 years. If so, then in a relay race, what is most important? To deliver the baton well? And I think the basics is very important. And it's very important that the policy has continuity. So the leaders need to work as a team to build on past policies and goals. And so I believe by doing so, KAIST will become an institution that Korea is proud of and one that can give hope to the people. I believe that is the goal, that should be the goal of KAIST. So for the past 3 years, I have worked with President Lee, and I have had many impressions of him. Sometimes I have seen that how he is very humane. He sometimes will listen to you very carefully. He is a great leader, and I believe that great leadership still has its mark even though that after that leader leaves. And I believe that his leadership of innovation will continue to be alive, will continue to live, and continue to be carried on by future presidents. And I believe that KAIST will become the best university in the world and a best university in Korea. And we have the president-elect, Professor Bae Chung-sik, here as well. And I believe that you will do a great job, and please have that sense of teamwork in your heart. And I hope that KAIST continues to grow. I think perhaps some of the things that I said is not befitting of a farewell ceremony, but I wanted to say some things for the growth of KAIST. So in the video, I saw how the geese were walking towards this building I saw as I came here, and I thought, maybe did he also invite the geese and the ducks here? But they're not here. And I know that this ceremony is also being streamed online, live. And I would like to say to all of you here at the John Hannah Hall and listening to the ceremony that we all have that sense of love for KAIST. And I would like to thank you as the former chairperson of the Board of Trustees. And I know that President Lee Kwang-young is not someone who will just rest. So I believe wherever he is, he will continue to work for KAIST and will send great teachings to KAIST. I'd like to wish the health and happiness of President Lee and his spouse. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you for Chairman Myung-jae Kim. And she mentioned the relay, and now we would like to call the person who will now carry the baton. I would like to invite the 18th President of KAIST to deliver his congratulatory remarks.
Respected President Kwang Young Lee, as well as our distinguished guests, I've been introduced by Chair Kim Myung-ja, and she's been watching me with passionate eyes. So I am that person. My name is Bae Chung-sik. I'm the 18th president of KAIST.
오늘 우리는 지난 5년 동안
Over the past 5 years, KAIST President Lee Kwang-hyung has been leading our institution, and today is the day that we look back his dedication. And as the 17th president, he's been working wholeheartedly for KAIST as well as for the growth of our nation. So that's why I would like to sincerely convey my gratitude. President Kwang Lee has been deeply considered the future of our KAIST, and so he's been showing a lot of initiatives, and he's been looking over some of the big and small initiatives and communicating with our staff. And with his insightfulness, he has solved a lot of hard assignments. With his dedication, he has directed the way forward for KAIST amidst these unstable conditions. And based on the creativity as well as challenge on these inspirational thoughts, he has led innovations in our institutions, education, and in many other fronts. He's been showing a lot of changes, emphasizing on communications, and he has made foundations for that. Roughly 5 years ago, I attended the farewell of ceremony of our former President Shin Sung-chul, as well as the inaugural ceremony of our President Lee Kwang-hyung, and I was able to learn from those ceremonies. President Kwang Lee talked about Keju, but there are some of the advantages of that. So those sprinters can run fast and run for a long period of time, and if we can work on it, I think we can work on our upsides. I believe that KAIST can develop even further as the global leading university. And I believe that we can set new criteria. And if we do that, KAIST can become a university that can solve the problems for the humanities. Amidst that journey, I believe that we can set the assets for our KAIST, and I would like to ask for your kind encouragement during the journey. Once again, I would like to thank President Kwang Lee's commitment and dedication, and I wish his health. I will call as often as possible. Please give me a lot of teaching. Thank you very much. Thank you, President Bae Chung-sik. And next we will hear farewell remarks in honor of President Kwang Lee's remarkable journey. First, please welcome the 16th President of KAIST, former President Shin Sung-chul, to the podium with a warm round of applause.
Hello, everyone. I am happy to meet you. So today we are having the farewell ceremony of the 17th president of KAIST, and I am here as the 16th president of KAIST. It's a very meaningful day for me as well. So first of all, I would like to thank all of the guests and KAIST members who are here to celebrate the farewell of the 17th president of KAIST. I would like to congratulate President Lee, and I've never seen him so happy. I realize the farewell ceremony is such a happy event. I think it is because he feels a lot of a sense of conclusion, and I would also like to say thank you to the former chairperson of the Board of Trustees, Kim Myung-ja, And I know that the president doesn't work alone. And I would also like to thank all of the administrative executive staff and also the government, the National Assembly, who have supported KAIST and the KAIST president. And President Lee, I met him when I came to KAIST as a professor in 1989. He is actually one of the first administrative executives that I've met at the time. At the time, he was the vice president of academic affairs. And for the past 40 years, he was a colleague professor, and he was also a partner that we often discuss the future and value of KAIST. We have encouraged each other in difficult times, and we have worked together for the growth of KAIST. And he is a very important friend of my life as well. And in 2021, when I was selected as the 16th president of KAIST, he was one of the first people to celebrate me, and he was very sure that KAIST would become a great institution. And you have seen that become a reality through his leadership. And President Lee's leadership, I think there are 4 important pillars of his leadership. First of all, he is a leadership encompassing others. So always the presidents, when they are elected, they try to do something new. They don't necessarily try to embrace the work of the former president. But as you already know, the office of the president only runs for 4 years. So for long-term plans, the 4 years is not enough. So for a college to continue to develop, we need to show leadership, continuous leadership based on the trust and consensus of the members. And I established Vision 2031 during my term, and he embraced that, and he also built on that the 3 values that I instill, which is challenge, caring, and creativity. And I believe that for the long-term development of KAIST, we need that encompassing heart and putting words into action. And as a former president, I would like to thank President Lee for all of the hard work that he has done. Please give him a big round of applause. The second is a leadership of innovation. During his term, President Lee produced many innovative ideas, and with his passion, he has put them into action. For example, I think we will also see later, KAIST was a science and technology-based institution, but he also brought in art and humanities. He has invited arts and humanities professors. He has built the art museum, and he has also established the Failure Institute to embrace failures. And he has also proposed building overseas campuses and also building an AI college at KAIST. So all of these were very visionary and very innovative goals. And the media often calls him as a strange president, but I believe that is a positive term to reflect his innovation and his passion. And I believe that his innovative ideas has led to many achievements. And I believe that his work has taken KAIST closer to become a truly global value creative university. Third, he is very good in bringing in funds. I talk with presidents all over the world, and I ask them what is the most important role of the president, and many of them say, first, bringing in money, second, bringing in money, third, and bringing in money. For KAIST, about 25% of our budget comes from the government. So we have made many innovative, there is a limit as to how many innovative projects we can take forth. So it is very important for us to raise our own funds. So when I was a president, I said that I would raise 100 million won every day. If not, then I am not fulfilling my role as president. So I did my best to raise funds and was able to meet that role. President Lee, when he came into office, I asked him to continue on with that role, and he said, and he was very bold, and he said, "Oh, I will be able to do that." And I believe that he was very prepared for the role, and he was able to understand those the surrounding parties of KAIST, and he was very good at communicating with members outside of KAIST. And he was able to go beyond what I have asked of him. And I believe that the budget is a very special fund that will lead the basic the growth of KAIST. Fourth, he is a president who serves. He have always served all members of KAIST with his dedication and humility. He is a person who, with humility, is a part of his personality. And I believe that he has always shown responsibility for everything that happens at KAIST. And as they say, the bull stops here. He knows that all the responsibility is on his shoulders, and he has shown that responsibility. And he has not searched his personal benefits. He has always worked for KAIST and everyone else. And I believe that this leadership of serviceship is very important for KAIST. President Lee, for the past 5 years and 4 months, you have shown immense leadership and passion, and you have left an incredible mark on KAIST history. And now, please leave all of your roles to the next president, and I hope that you can spend some happy, pleasant times with your families. I think it would be good if you take some rest for now. And also for his wife, I would like to say thank you. I know that you have also dedicated a lot for the development of KAIST and to support President Lee. I know that there were times of achievements and luck, but also I believe that must have many times where you were worried and concerned. And so I hope that continuing on in the future, everyone will continue to talk about your leadership and your passion. And I wish for the health and happiness of the president and his families. I would like to end my speech here. Thank you. Thank you very much, President Shin, for his heartfelt results. And we can really feel that he has a lot of love for President Lee. Next, representing the faculty, we'd like to welcome Professor Soo-kyung Park of the Department of Mechanical Engineering to the podium for his speech.
So I was the former chair of the faculty council, and I thought about some of the legacies that our President Lee is leaving to us, and it should be KAIST. So it should be read as KAIST, and I think you were able to watch it through the video shown earlier. And when he presented his vision, I was a bit bummed because I was able to agree to his philosophies, but I thought that it may not be the core philosophies for our institution. But after his inauguration, 2 years have passed, and AI technology emerged, and the world is ever transforming, in a fast-paced world. So we need to talk about how we should think and what type of questions that we should ask our AE. And from that point of view, our President's KAIST, it's not just a campaign slogan, but it was actually, I thought it was his deep insight. And the next legacy that I could think of is that KAIST stage is the global stage. It was his philosophy. Over the past 20 years, I only thought about, KAIST should be confined in not just here in Daejeon but in Seoul, but he has, and broadened that to the global world, to New York, to Osong here in Korea, in other areas as well. And it was his philosophies were dynamic. And I thought that as he steps down, you may be, concerned whether his philosophy will not be continuing on. But from my past experiences, even if the political leader changes, the good philosophies continues on. And many KAIST community members agreed to his philosophy and his global expansion, his philosophy for that. And I believe that it calls for the greater needs in the next generation as well. And the next legacy that I thought was that he's like Kwecha, which is like weird and strange, and he is challenging innovatively. And when people think about our KAIST president, everyone thinks of him as someone who watches TV upside down. So every time we did all these like innovative things, a lot of people thought that, yeah, that's only what our KAIST president can do. And his challenging spirit was not confined to the traditional methods, but it was the way to create new innovations. And he did not fear new challenges, and he imagined big, and which led us to challenge even greater. Because of his great legacy, there were a lot of things that he wanted to explain, but however, he was not able to do that, and it was burdensome for him. And I believe that leadership position is the position that works on that burdensome. And we would like to thank his dedication over the past few years. And we would like to ask him to go beyond, and yet still love our KAIST. And as the big senior of our science and technology here in Korea, so from their point of view, we would like to thank him. Thank you for your inspirational words. Next, representing the students, please welcome Choi Jung-hum, President of the Undergraduate Student Council, to the podium with a warm round of applause.
Hello, I am the 37th President of the Undergraduate Student Council. Respected President Lee and all KAIST members who are here today, we think about why we exist, and I often ask myself this. KAIST is not just a place where we learn knowledge. KAIST will lead the future growth, and it is also exists for the future development of KAIST, Korea, and the honor of Korea. And we are in a war to become the hegemon of science and technology, and I believe that KAIST has a heavy responsibility to take care of the future of the world, the nation, and the hopes of Korean people. And I believe that the work we do will make Korea a better place. And within this difficult battle, President Lee has become a great teacher and a great partner. A famous author once said, if you want to make a ship, don't tell people to bring wood. Make them dream about the sea. And I believe that this quote reflects on the leadership that President Lee has shown for the past 5 years. President Lee didn't tell us to bring results right away. Instead, he made us think about the vast sea, which is the future of Korea and the future of our people. And he was not authoritative. He always stood next to students and worked with us through problems. And he was always warm and respectful of our voices. And thanks to him, we will be able to ask questions without being afraid of failure. And we were able to nurture various talents, even along with studying and research. And I believe that his faith in students has made this possible. I believe that the story that President Lee has made at KAIST is now just beginning. And KAIST is working to lead Korea's science and technology. And thank you for helping our students dream bigger dreams. And I know that you may have spent many countless nights, sleepless nights, worrying and thinking about the future of KAIST and Korea. And I know that you have had a heavy responsibility on your shoulders for KAIST and the nation. I hope that you can now put that heavy responsibility down. And I wish you health and happiness in your life and in your family. And we will take your teachings as a compass to go towards the future. KAIST has been built on the sweat and tears of Korean people, and we will continue to try on new challenges for the people. Thank you. Thank you very much, student Choi Jung-eum. Next, representing staff, please welcome Yang Jae-young, Vice President of Administration, to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. I am Yang Jae-hyung, Vice President of the Office of the Administration. As representing for the staff, and it is my honor to leave the farewell remarks with his, farewell in his farewell ceremony. It's been roughly 41 years since he has joined KAIST. So, as the professors and as the students, you may remember him as the professors, but as staff, I remember him in a other special way. From the 1990s to the 2000s, there was this really famous drama KAIST, and there was this wacky professor. Actually, it was the model of Professor Lee Kwang-hyung, and that's how I learned about his presence. And after that, he served as the International Vice President Office, and he worked in other universities and took major positions. And from my I thought he was the innovator, but I thought he was also the senior colleague while working with him alongside his tenure here. And in the year since of the year of 2024, I was the vice president for the office of the administration here. And he had this new interpretations of how he interpreted society. And as he, threw the questions to me, I was a bit bummed. And there were times when I had difficulties answering his questions. But despite that, he was like a child. And sometimes with his smile, I thought about how scared he is. But I thought that with his smiles, it was one of the, our secrets of developing our KAIST. And he encouraged us, and because of that, we always thought about, innovating our administration office. And while he was working here for 5 years and 4 months, and he has expended all this physical and financial resources, and he led many global innovative initiatives. And he also had this philosophy that KAIST should be growing alongside our Korean society. And while he was looking at a lot of problems of the issues that were in our administration society, he was not he had all these like balanced opinions, and he has made this KAIST spirit within that philosophy. And he had this deep affection for KAIST, and while he also had this like responsibilities leading the innovations and development of Korea's development. And I believe that, the streams that he has made, the changes that will never change. And he had this challenging DNA engraved in our minds. And with that, we are going to grow further. And last year, he talked about what we're going to do in the future. And going forward in the year of 2036, in July 1st, he will be still like smelling and will work actively. And 10 years from now, I would like to wish his health and happiness in his next 10 years of journey. As the staff representative, thank you very much for all your efforts.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much for your kind remarks. We'd like to, let's again please give a big round of applause to the 4 people who have given such warm, kind words to President Lee. Next, we will invite you to look back on President Lee Kwang-hyung's remarkable 5-year journey at KAIST through a tribute video reflecting the dedication, hard work, and aspirations of the president, the university leadership, and the entire community.
네,
카이스트의 새로운 공약을 이끌어주신 이가영 총장님께 여러분 다시 한번
Please join me in giving another round of applause to President Lee for his visionary leadership and unwavering dedication in leading KAIST to new heights.
이가영 총장님께 위임 말씀을 전해 듣겠습니다.
And it is now my honor to invite President Kwang Hyung-lee to deliver his farewell address.
좀 존경하는 내외 귀빈 여러분,
Distinguished guests, as well as our student, faculty, and staff, as well as our alumni colleagues. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm President Lee Kwang-hyung. As the 17th President, I would like to conclude, and this is my last farewell message. My respected and loving KAIST community members, we all have been working and we know our vision. What we do is that we lead the science and technology policies and we have the role to implement it. What we do influence what other universities do, and when the universities change, then the nation also changes. So what we do ultimately is that we are transforming South Korea. And in the future, we are going to get evaluated. So that is why, as the KAIST president, and I thought my role is to communicate with our history. And what KAIST is doing is to writing the new history. Because history is a very cold and harsh criteria, and it is the criteria that we all need to go beyond. And I believe as the president that we need to rewrite this history. So what I've been doing as the president, I had this 10-year calendar, and I've been dedicated to my work. Distinguished guests, over 5 years ago, we under the slogan that if we believe, then it will all become true. And we've been working hard with that slogan. And when I look back, what we tried to do were all accomplished. And some of the things that we were not able to see, we were able to accomplish it. And if we needed funding, we had this loving donors giving funds to us. So over those past experiences, we thought that if we believe that we can do and accomplish it. And we were able to create our own unique colors, and we grew to accomplish those dreams. And so dreams can come true. And now I can believe that slogan. All these astonishing transformations, and underneath it there were dedications from our KAIST community members, and we were able to achieve it because of that. Our KAISTians are working for our nation as well as KAIST day and night. And there's always also nations people, government, and donors who believed KAIST and funded us. And also there were global partners, NYU, MIT, and Germany's Merck, and Taiwan's Formosa, and UAE government, and Saudi Arabia's Aramco. I would like to thank them as well. Now, KAIST will go beyond South Korea and will leap towards the global stage, and we will be contributing to the global challenges. And there will be even greater hopes with our new elected president, Bae Chung-sik. My loving KAIST community members, while I've been thinking about the future of KAIST, and as the pioneer, those were some of the glorious days in my life. I truly love and respect all of you. I would like to wish this happiness and honorable days in the future way forward. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, President Kwang Hyung-lee. He talked about the 5 years of Germany, and it was his great farewell message.
네, 다음으로
And next,
카이스트가 이뤄온 주요 변화와 성과를
Senior Vice
김경수
President
대행님이
Kim Kyung-soo will
소개해
present the major milestones and achievements that KAIST
주시겠습니다.
has accomplished over the past 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Vice President Kim Kyung-soo.
네, 안녕하세요.
Hello, everyone. I am the Senior Vice President of Planning and Budget, Kim Kyung-soo. I am the one who is take care of all the numbers at KAIST. I think is an easy way to explain my job. And I brought some numbers to lighten the mood because, and the president always tells me to stop talking about numbers, but I think numbers are a great way to show the achievements that KAIST made. And I wasn't able to go to the inauguration ceremony of President Lee, but I wish that I would have been there. And so I'll talk about KAIST education, research, startups, and future tasks. So I would like to explain to you the work that we have done and how we have brought in more funds. So we talked a lot about KAIST strategy, and these are all goals, one something. So these are all goals that we have never had before. So in the areas of questioning, advanced research, international relations, startup, and trust, President Lee has set forth this vision that has never been set forth before. So the most important thing at a university, of course, it is very important for students to be very good at their studies, but we also need students to do better in other things, such as helping others or taking on new challenges or volunteer work or reading and discussing. So now, wherever we go with the president, people always ask for his signature. And if you see the number of students applying to KAIST, you can see almost an increase in the number of applicants, high school applicants applying to KAIST for our undergraduate program. And also, there was an increase in the number of students applying for our graduate program as well. We have also seen a big increase in international admissions. And I've also want to show you the number of full-time faculty at KAIST. And you can really see how the number of faculty has increased. So in the beginning, KAIST began with about 300 professors, and now we have about 746 professors now. And soon I think we will be able to reach 750 full-time professors. And so you can see the many efforts that we have made over the past years to become a truly global level university. And in the past, we focused mostly on nurturing talented youth. But now, it is also important to hold on to the silver talents. So we wanted to retain the outstanding retired professors. So we brought in the post-retirement professorship to retain the outstanding professors even after their retirement so that they could continue with their work. So currently, we have a total of 53 professors on the post-retirement professorships. And in 2021, not a lot of people were sure about AI, and now we are in the era of AI. But back in 2021, we were already preparing for the post-AI world. And thanks to those efforts and preparation, we were able to bring in a lot of research funding for AI and brought in many benefits for those who would do research in AI. We also increased the number of postdocs. We had about 200, but we have now a number of 700 postdocs at KAIST doing research. And we also want to talk about KAIST's globalization. We have built a joint degree and joint researchship with NYU. We have also completed building Kenya KAIST. And we also have an internship in Silicon Valley. And the office is just 10 minutes from the San Francisco International Airport. So if you ever need to go on a business trip to San Francisco, you can make use of the Silicon Valley campus. Going on to startups. The president has always emphasized the importance of startups, and every year about 100 new startups are made. And for the past 5 years, 24 of these startups enlisted in KAIST stock. And so every year, about 5 companies are being enlisted in KAIST stock, and their corporate value reaches 20 trillion won. And many of them are focused on deep tech, and is showing the true strength of KAIST. Last of KAIST, T, trust. And so we have worked to build a clean and ethical management of trust. And to make that happen, we focus on value management. And we have also played a big role in national security defense technology. And we have made many changes to reforms to laws to build that social trust. And we have also made many efforts to bring outstanding talents to the Korea Science Academy, which is a high school. We have also worked with local governments to bring in more funds. So we were able to bring in 107 billion from local governments. And also we are working with Pyeongtaek City to build a campus there, and also brought in funding of 130 billions. So for the new president, there's a big responsibility on your shoulders to bring in as much money. And every day we are bringing in 170 million in donations on average. We have also made many buildings and planted 80,000 trees on campus. Going on to the changes in KAIST's total budget. The government budget funding takes up about 20 to 25% of our total budget. So our total budget is about 1.6 trillion won. And the government provided 322 billion of that. But we were able to bring in 5 times the money that the budget that the government provides us. And the president worked for more than 1,800 days. And he brought in 329 billion won per day. So he has brought in 170 million per year. So that is the starting point for our president-elect. And we also have some additional fundings as well, such as we have some funding coming in from the Pyeongtaek AI Semiconductor Campus, and also from local governments, and more, which is actually in the form of land. And we also have made many efforts to build new buildings and increase our infrastructure for education and research. So we have completed 30 new buildings or remodelings, and currently 21 buildings are being built or being remodeled. And so we have renovated all of the dormitories for our students and the cafeterias to provide better conditions for our students. Going on to our tasks for the future. So we now have to look towards the 100th anniversary of KAIST. So President Shin Sung-cheol already built the vision of Vision 2031, and President Lee Kwang-hyung built on to that. And now we have 45 years left to the 100th anniversary of KAIST's opening. So we don't have a lot of time. One thing we need to think about. So when President Lee Kwang-yeong inaugurated, he talked about MIT. The total number of full-time faculty at MIT is 1,200. At KAIST, we have 740. But for the past 55 years, we were able to build a faculty body of 740 and a campus space of 350,000 pyong. But for us to continue to grow, we need more space. If we want to have 1,200 faculty by KAIST's 100th anniversary, we need to build new campuses. So we need 250,000 pyong more in terms of space if we want to have 1,200 full-time faculty. And the good news is we are able, I think, to see this hopes of actually building these campuses because we are able to we now have the plans to build a campus in Pyeongtaek, and we are also working towards building a campus in Sejong. The second task is to become a global multinational university. So our professors need a place where they can go to work more globally. In Korea, we do have some limitations in terms of human resources and our material resources. So we are now planted in a very small pot. We need to increase the size of the pot itself, which means that we need some global points. And on the very east, you see KAIST. We work with Taiwan, Kenya, UAE, Germany, Kazakhstan, Sweden, and far to the west, we have the Silicon Valley campus as well. So we are continuing on with these projects to build campuses or offices of KAIST all over the world. And now we have planted the seed, and now it is our job to make that seed grow. And by building these overseas campuses, we want to also bring in overseas outstanding students and overseas research fundings. So President Lee has done so much work over the past years, and I welcome the new president as we continue on our work to build a stronger KAIST. Thank you.
Thank you, Senior Vice President Kim, for your presentation. Please join me in, you may return to your seats.
안녕하세요, 총장님. 우선 총장님께 그동안 너무 감사했다는 말씀을 드리고 싶어요.
학생들의 작은 목소리에 귀 기울여 주시며 다정하게 격려해 주시던 그 따뜻한 미소를 저희는 오래도록 잊지 못할 것입니다. 특히 실패를 두려워하거나 숨기는
This is a special video prepared for the president, so please watch the video.
학생들에게 큰 용기와 울림이 되었습니다.
교육의 목표가 학생들이 꿈을 이룰 수 있고 또 성장할 수 있도록 지원해주는 것이라는 말씀 잊지 않고 최선을 다하겠습니다.
정년 퇴임 이후에도 연구를 계속 지속하고 있는 오병하 교수입니다. 이광영 총장님께서 만드신 정년 후 제도 덕분입니다. 총장님 재임 기간 중에 기록적으로 기부가 이루어졌고 또 역대급으로 신축 건물들이 만들어졌기 때문에 추진 가능했던 제도입니다.
상대방이 원하는 것을 먼저 배려하는 그 마음이 그 큰 기부로 이어지지 않았나 싶습니다.
카이스트의 발전과 내외 여건 개선을 위하여 헌신해 주신 총장님의 모습이 눈에 선합니다. 특별히 학생들의 주거 공간이 생각하는 환경 개선을 위하여 지대한 관심과 큰 힘을 보태주신 덕분에 학생들 주거 만족도가 상당히 높습니다.
사람들이 다니지 않는 척박한 곳을 발굴해 주시고 물이 닿지 않는 곳도 창의적인 아이디어로 식재를 가능케 해주신 그 세심한 열정을 잊지 않고 이어가도록 하겠습니다.
과학기술 중심의 우리 삭막한 카이스트 캠퍼스를 미술관 건립을 위시해서 문화적인 측면에서 명하게 기름지게 만든 것이 총장님의 굉장히 큰 업적이라고 생각을 합니다.
식당과 강의실, 도서관을 오가며 자연스럽게 마주하는 미술관이 카이스트의 도전과 창조의 DNA 속에 조금씩 스며들고 있음에 감사한 마음입니다.
감성적인 것, 이성적인 것을 결합해서 훌륭한 과학자가 될 수 있을 것으로 생각을 합니다.
총장님의 부총장님 시절 제가 모실 수 있어서 저에게는 큰 영광이었습니다. 공직자들의 스승이시자 기자들에게 항상 주목받는 리더, 국회의원들의 스승이신 총장님을 모시고 정부와 국회를 누비며 일할 수 있었던 경험은 제 인생 최고의 순간이라고 할 수 있었습니다.
카이스트에서 연구하고 가르칠 기회를 주신 덕분에 제 인생에서 가장 즐겁고 보람찬 시간을 보내고 있습니다.
총장님과 함께 홍보를 해왔던 일원으로서 일할 수 있게 해주셔서 매우 영광이었습니다.
총장님의 리더십 아래 카이스트는 한국 과학기술의 요람을 넘어 인류의 미래를 묻고 기술이 나아가야 할 방향을 고민하고 선도하는 기관으로 도약하였습니다.
제 학과를 떠나서 학교를 생각하는 법을 좀 배웠고 또 세계의 카이스트가 어떤 긍정적인 영향력을 미칠 수 있는가도 함께 고민할 수 있었습니다.
녹색 성장과 지속가능 발전, 교육과 연구를 위한 기틀을 다져주심에 감사드리고요.
세계 최초 그리고 세계 최고의 연구를 통해서 지속가능한 사회 그리고 녹색 성장이 가능한 우리나라를 만들어 나가는 데 기여하겠습니다.
총장님 그동안의 노고에 깊이 감사드리며 이임을 진심으로 축하드립니다.
And I thank you for your service at KAIST. You were a friendly face. You had a chance to explore your vision.
학교와 우리나라 과학기술 발전을 위해 정말 쉼없이 달려와 주셔서 진심으로 감사드리고 또 정말 고생 많으셨습니다.
남은 여정도 건강과 행복이 함께 하시길 바라며
명예로운 퇴임을 축하드립니다. 총장님 사랑합니다.
언제나 너무 존경하고 사랑합니다.
총장님 고생 많으셨습니다. 그리고 안경이 멋있습니다. 감사합니다.
That was a special surprise video prepared by KAIST students, faculty, and staff as a heartfelt expression of their gratitude for President Lee's dedication and tireless service. It is beautifully conveyed the sincere appreciation, respect, and the best wishes of the entire KAIST community. We will now proceed with the presentation of appreciation plaques in recognition of President Kwang Young-lee's outstanding leadership and dedicated service. First, on behalf of the entire KAIST committee, the chair of the board of the trustees will present an appreciation plaque to the President Lee. May I invite Chair Myung-ja Kim to the stage, and I would also like to invite President Kwang Young-lee and Mrs. An Eun-kyung to the stage. Appreciation plaque, Kwang Young-lee, 17th President of KAIST. During your tenure as the 17th President of KAIST, you fostered a culture that embraces, challenge, and celebrates learning through failure. You cultivated an environment where diverse values are respected and growth strives, while opening new pathways for distinguished faculty to continue their research beyond retirement. Through your vision for the convergence of science and the arts, and your commitment to global collaboration, you led KAIST into a new era of innovation and excellence. The seeds of KAIST that you planted will grow into a great forest that illuminates the future of humanity. With our deepest respect and heartfelt gratitude, we present this plaque in recognition of your outstanding leadership and enduring legacy. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
사장님께서 꽃다발도 전달하시겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 네, 세 분께서는 정면에 카메라를 향해서
So please
기념사진 남기겠습니다.
face the camera to leave the commemorative photo.
저 위쪽에 카메라가 있습니다. 네, 환한 미소 보여주시죠.
Smile.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
네, 감사표 전달 수고해주신 이사장님께서
Thank you, Chair Kim. You may now return to your seats.
네, 사모님과 총장님께서는 계속
I would like to ask our President and Mrs. An Eun-kyung to stay in front of the stage.
Next, student representatives of KAIST will present bouquets of flowers as a token of their gratitude. Park Kwang-min of the Graduate Student Council and Choi Jung-eum of the Undergraduate Student Council will present the flowers. Please give them a big round of applause. We will take a photo. Please face front. Please give them a big round of applause. Student representatives, please return to your seats. Next, Chair Bae Sun-hoon of the KAIST Development Foundation will present an appreciation plaque. Please welcome Chair Bae to the stage. Appreciation plaque. KAIST Development Foundation Ex-Official Director Bae Sun-jeon. Your years of service has become an enduring chapter in the distinguished history of the KAIST Development Foundation. With remarkable vision, you led KAIST into a new renaissance, and through your sincere leadership, you nurtured a vibrant culture of philanthropy. Behind these extraordinary achievements was your unwavering ability to inspire others through hope, vision, and genuine care. As we cherish the privilege of having served alongside you, we present this plaque with our deepest gratitude for your exceptional leadership, dedication, and lasting legacy. July 2nd, 2026. Chair of the KAIST Development Foundation, Bae Sun-hoon. Please give them a big round of applause.
배순우 이사장님과
Please face the front.
환한 미소 사진으로 나누겠습니다. 배순우 이사장님께서는 다음으로 들어가고 싶은 말씀을 했습니다. 이어서 경찰청에서 감사패를
And next, the Korean National Police Agency will present the appreciation plaque. As chair of the Korean National Police Agency's Future Vision Committee, President Lee has played a pivotal role in strengthening collaboration between law enforcement and science and technology, including through the Police KAIST Joint Conference. The plaque of appreciation, in recognition of your outstanding contributions to safeguarding the safety of the Korean people through the application of advanced science and technology to policing. With our deepest respect and heartfelt gratitude for your distinguished service and unwavering dedication to strengthening the nation's policing capabilities, we proudly present this plaque of appreciation. Acting Commissioner, General Korean National Police Agency, Yoo Jae-sung.
이영구 서기관님께서 꽃다발도 전달하시겠습니다.
And thank you, Director Lee Hyung-gyu will also present the flower as well. Please give them a big round of applause once again. And next, we'll take a group photo to mark President Kwang Hyung-lee's distinguished retirement. We kindly invite all guests to come forward to the front of the stage for the photograph. Everyone, please come forward. Who are attending on site, please come forward to mark today's retirement ceremony.
네, 그럼 이것으로 이광영 총장님.
This concludes the farewell ceremony for President Lee. Thank you everyone for joining us today.
네, 이어서 오찬 시작하겠습니다. 모두 자리.
Now we will begin the luncheon. Everyone, please take your seats.